They are saying that this is a super drug for almost every single thing that you could think of. Good morning, YouTube. Welcome back to another video. And over the last year, I have been trying the newest peptides that have hit the market. And today we are going to go over my starting 7 peptides, the dosage, the price, and if I feel it's worth it. So make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and let's break this shit down. Before we get into this video, I just want to say thank you guys so much for the support. On themarkplumber.com, I have listed an entire PDF protocol list of all the peptides that we went over today, as well as put a brand new Mark Plumber training plan completely up for free. I just want to thank you guys so much for the support on the channel, for using my code on Gorilla and Next Level Subs, as well as all the support on Acne Attack Skincare. With that said, let's break down these peptides.
Everybody knows that I'm breaking down. Everybody knows I ain't faking now. Everybody knows my heart's vacant now. Yeah, she hates me now. I made mistakes, but now I don't ever wanna be alone. I don't really ever feel at home. On my own, in the zone. That's the only way I know. Feeling low, about to blow back up. Here I never let the doubt creep in. Gotta pop a couple more aspirin. I don't think I'll ever let you in. Easier to break it off as friends. I don't really understand myself. I don't really understand, need help. I don't wanna be left on the shelf. Couldn't even hear
5 scrambled eggs with 50 grams of oats, about 100 grams of blueberries, and some sugar-free syrup. Now, obviously, peptides are not FDA approved because Big Pharma needs their money. They need you hooked on all of these prescription medications that never heal you, that just make you that much better so that you keep buying the med. The same as the skincare industry is the problem and the solution. A lot of these soaps will make you break out, but also fix the breakout so they have a customer for life. So with that said, and before we get into the full breakdown of all these peptides, they are not FDA approved. Therefore, they are for research purposes only in Canada, and there is a lot of places in the world that they are fully illegal now. I am not a doctor. This is just my experience with the peptides. I live in Canada currently, and in Canada, it is completely legal to possess and take any anabolic steroid, peptide, SARM, or anything of that nature. So now that we kind of hit those disclaimers, eat this breakfast, I have a quick client call that I need to make, and then we're gonna break down the first 2 peptides. Let's go. If you're doing good, I'll tell you, but if you're doing bad, I'm also gonna tell you.
I'm totally down for that.
So it's more or less just figuring out more what's realistic with the person's body that you're working with. All right, so we just finished up that client call. Guys, I love coaching, but I only take a max of 12 people, and I only have 8 right now. I get so many emails and so many calls every week, but I will not take you on. Our values don't align, and I don't like you as a person. Obviously, I'm a professional gambler at heart. I do not need the money from online coaching. That is like my lowest paying income source. I do it simply because I love bodybuilding. I might not compete myself anymore because, you know, I'm 28 now and I just don't have it in me to go that far. But me being a part of someone else's journey and bringing them into something that got me hooked in the sport for life is what I truly love to do now. All right, so we're gonna kick this peptide review off with the 2 most important TB500 and BPC157, aka the Wolverine protocol. You guys know that I've been taking this forever, like at least the last 4 years, because bam, I've made videos on them before. From that video to today, nothing has changed. The benefits of these peptides with 0 side effects is unmatched in the peptide world for injury recovery. Now, BPC157, aka the body protection compound, main benefit is tissue healing, gut health, anti-inflammatory properties, and nerve healing. You guys know that I was dealing with these herniated discs for so long.
On my way to a private clinic to get an MRI done to see basically the extent of damage that I did to my back doing a triple backflip. The way that I landed on that triple backflip really pushed that out of place to the point that I could not walk.
It wasn't until I started mega dosing BPC 157 250 micrograms 3 times a day, my herniated discs finally just deflamed and let off that sciatic nerve so I could live my life again. Not to mention overall digestive and gut health, this is an absolute game changer. Half-life for BPC is very quick. I recommend taking this 1 to 3 times a day depending on your injury. If you're just kind of doing it for maintenance and gut health, 250 micrograms once a day is all you need. But if you have a torn muscle, herniated discs, any type of serious injury, 1 to 3 times a day, 250 micrograms, you will not regret it. Now TB500, slightly longer half-life, so I only do 500 micrograms every other day of this. TB500, it doesn't matter where you inject, it will help your entire body. Every other day, I do just mix it in with the BPC and just do it wherever I do the BPC. The best for cellular repair, tendon and ligament strength, so if you are a power lifter, this is gonna save your tendons like crazy. Muscular repair, and this even has heart and blood pressure. There has been a lot of studies done on people that have bad hearts, not pumping correctly. They take TB500, they get an EKG again, and their heart health has improved substantially. Taking TB500 and BPC together is like getting in on sunlight before sunlight was even fucking invented. You don't understand. Each of those peptides are gonna range you about $55 to about $75 each. The price on peptides does fluctuate quite a bit depending on the brand, depending if it is third-party tested. But since they are 10 milligram vials, if especially you are just doing maintenance, these peptides are lasting you almost an entire month. So that is really just $120 a month to have your body working in the most healthy and optimal state that it could possibly be in. So we have a ton of stuff to do today. I'm gonna go wrap up all these errands, get some work, do some client work, and I'll see you guys upstairs for peptide number 3. We are making insane progress on today's to-do list. I went out and I bought an 80-inch flat screen TV because I'm gonna make this like the sickest man cave ever. Even though we're only here for 6 more months, I wanna make like a little podcast studio right there to go with the office. And then I want to put this Gorilla Mind fridge on some type of table with like this industrial popcorn machine that I just bought that's not here yet. The 80-inch TV is going where this super small TV was because we just started another Airbnb. It's only been up for a month and is already so fucking profitable. Like Airbnbs, guys, it's a fucking gold mine. If you can run a good Airbnb, mine was making $3,500 profit a month. And then my girlfriend's is immediately in profit. First month profit. Her TV went to the Airbnb. So then I did hang up my TV right here so that when we're cooking or baking or eating majority of our meals, we don't need to go downstairs and have them on the couch because it's just been getting too crummy, too dirty, can't deal with that. And then this is the little posing room that we made. So we put a little backdrop here and then the mirror here. So, I mean, coming along, even though we're only here for a little bit, still want to make things homey. You know what I mean? And not to mention, when we do move to Bali in like 7 months, we'll probably just buy another Airbnb. So we'll either ship everything that we bought here to wherever we purchased this new Airbnb. I don't know, but it's not like all this stuff is just gonna be thrown out and we're gonna like lose the value. But with that said, it is time to go over the second peptide, GHK-Cu, the copper peptide. This is a 10 milliliter vial and it's 20 milligrams per milliliter of GHK-Cu. Some have 5, some have 10, some have 20. I've even seen it go as high as 50. This specific one is about 65 USD or about 75 Canadian dollars, depending on how bad the dollar is. Now, GHK-Cu can be used for so many different things, but the most common and what I started using it for was skin. There isn't many studies done on this, obviously, because it is not FDA approved. Lab rats taking it for ourselves. Oh, there goes my cracked fucking phone! Bro, fuck, it's the Jews, bro. It's fucking the Jews. Always has been the fucking Jews. So there hasn't been really any human studies done other than us lab rats taking it for ourselves. But what they claim is the skin elasticity is gonna get more tight. The surface area of your acne scars or scars in general should level out a little bit more. There's a lot of cosmetic girls in the industry that do like the micro needling, the vampire facials. They'll actually add GHK-Cu into their serums. So when they do the micro needling, it brings up the collagen to like help again level out the skin with all the scarring, the aging, the wrinkles. So obviously you guys know I had horrible skin. Obviously over the last 7 years, more frequent injections, understanding hormones and compounds a lot better, more water intake, acne attack skincare. I was able to get my skin back to pretty good other than a lot of the acne scarring on my back. And I was really hoping that this was going to be some miracle drug. And I don't know if it just hasn't been long enough yet, but I have been doing 50 milligrams every single day intramuscularly, either like into my chest, into my shoulder, into my back of my trap with an insulin pin. I haven't noticed a huge difference in my skin yet. I started this before I started a lot of the other peptides that I'm going to be talking. And just in that month that it was just this, I noticed next to no improvements on my skin, more than what I already do to try to get my skin as good as I humanly can. Would I say I break out a lot less? Absolutely. But with that said, I'm also not running any crazy drug cycles anymore. I don't have massive fluctuations of my hormone. I'm not extremely dieting and then having these crazy like cheat meals and refeeds, which completely just screws up my digestive system. So was this the cause of breaking out slightly less? Probably not. Now 3 months for GHK-Cu, they also say is a very short period of time. So I am going to continue running it for another 3 months and we will give you another update when that happens. But as for now, I'd rank GHK-Cu on the peptide scale, maybe like a 6. You are having challenges with your skin and you seem to be doing everything. You're using a high quality bar of soap. You're doing everyday injections. You make sure your estrogen is managed. Your diet is clean. You're getting enough water in and you still can't seem to nip that acne or those blemishes in the butt. Definitely give this a try and see if it works for you. But like I said, I already put so much effort into my skin that I didn't really have much high hopes for it, but I definitely wanted to try. So with that said, we got to run to the post office quick. We have to go to Canadian Tire to get a stud finder because there's no way that those drywall studs would be able to hold that 80-inch TV. And I'm just not talented enough to knock on the wall and figure out where the fuck the stud is. So we're going to go spend $25 on a stud finder. Go hang up this TV so we can get some sick movie nights and bodybuilding motivation downstairs. Continue to kind of set up the downstairs the way we want. And I will see you guys for our pre-workout meal and peptide review number 3. Maybe 3 and 4. We'll see. Guys, it is pre-workout time and I got those annoying black bars off the friggin' camera. I don't know why the hell that happened. It was called like Kino Vlog, which was like something to do... whatever. But we are basically just gonna have an entire thing of this minute rice with 200 grams of chicken, just something fast digesting. And we are going to be doing 2 more peptides. Well, technically 1 peptide, 1 supplement, but let's get into it. This one isn't classified as a peptide. You could actually buy this anywhere. It's just a regular supplement, but it is injectable L-Carnitine. Now you guys know Gorilla Mind has AR. Every supplement has a carnitine that you can drink, that you can eat. This is pissing me the fuck off. Okay, better. Injectable L-Carnitine basically like doubles the absorption rate. When you take those carnitine pills, there's only about like 60% absorption. This is in the high 90s. I do about 500 milligrams on my biggest training days. So legs, back, chest, and sometimes shoulders, not always. This is dirt cheap. This is only $35 and will last me about 2 weeks, sometimes 3 weeks. And when I'm dieting, as you saw from the full day of eating, I throw a lot of the carbs pre and post workout. So this helps shuttle all the carbs. It helps use the carbs more efficiently. Basically all the benefits of L-Carnitine that it regularly has. Just imagine them amplified because the absorption is so high. I'd probably give this an 8 out of 10. The worst side effect from L-Carnitine is the post-injection pain. This has to be done intramuscular, which is kind of a pain in the ass when you're already injecting so much. And I do notice that if I don't heat it up under the sink or if I'm in a rush, the post-injection pain from this stuff matches injectable Winstrol. We are taking MOTS-C. You can read stuff that it is really good for pre-diabetes or people with diabetes and so much, but we're gonna go over the effects that I've personally felt and the main reason that I've been taking it. Now, MOTS-C is fairly cheap. This is a 10 milligram vial. It sells for about $60 to $85 depending on the brand, depending on the quality. I take 5 milligrams every other day and I take it pre-workout. Now, the two main purposes that someone would take MOTS-C for is either the fat burning and the metabolic side, which if that is your goal, I would probably take MOTS-C more in the morning. And the other half of people take it for the performance output in the gym. Now, obviously, there's other peptides that are giving us energy, but with my calories being so low and trying to get as lean as we possibly can right now, the energy gain from MOTS-C that is almost instantly hit from taking it is unmatched. I used to be cranking 2.5 scoops of Gorilla Mode every single day. And now I'm taking half a scoop or 1 scoop of Gorilla Mode, also down to like 1 energy drink a day. With the other peptides and MOTS-C especially, I've literally cut my caffeine content in half. My calories are arguably as low as any other prep, and I feel phenomenal. MOTS-C helps with like insulin sensitivity. It helps with preserving lean muscle mass. It helps with the mitochondria and the actual aging effects of the body. It is gonna help you slow down aging. It's gonna make you feel a lot better. The way that it helps in the gym is you have like a system in your body called AMPK. It's part of the mitochondria system. And it basically mimics that so that you can train a little more harder, a little longer. It's not gonna be a world of difference, but I notice on the low calories, I don't get gassed out as soon. Arguably, I have just as much energy going into that 6th exercise as I did the first. Obviously, the weights won't be the same because my body will be so fatigued for training so hard and so fast. But the overall explosiveness, the power, and the drive, even an hour and a half into the workout, is unmatched. MOTS-C, I'm gonna give it a 7.5 out of 10. It definitely is not a necessity. You do not have to take MOTS-C. If you are dieting hard, doing tons of cardio, and training like an animal, and you are feeling fatigued, you are feeling slow, you're trying to like push yourself to go to the gym, MOTS-C would definitely be a good addition because it gives you that drive and like that love for the training that you have in the off season when you have all of that extra energy. So we're gonna take these two things, quick chest day, just bang this out, and then we'll come home and get into the rest of these peptides. All right, guys, we just got home from the gym and we are doing 2 scoops of this BioX chocolate peanut butter. You guys know I had the chocolate fudge last time. This is the all-time best tasting isolate I've ever had in my entire life. Post-workout. Now, we don't take this post-workout because you only need to take it 2 times a week. But the Kardashians got me on this shit because every celebrity and their dog seems to be doing this right now. and this is NAD+. Now, they are saying that this is a super drug for almost every single thing that you could think of. Because if you were to Google the benefits of NAD+, it would come up with increased cellular energy because it converts food into ATP. Every time I move my hand, I just use the P of your ATP system. The faster you move, the harder you lift, the more P, which stands for phosphorus, you use. So it helps convert all the food you eat into phosphorus, therefore using it as energy. So you're stronger, faster, you have more resilience, like that whole mechanism of how things work. This apparently is the GOAT for it. Enhanced mitochondria function, so that's like your aging side. It does say that it might slow down aging and slow down the aging of cells and helps reproduce new cells. DNA repair and again, anti-aging effects, improved brain function, improved metabolic health, heart and vascular support, muscular recovery, and strength. Arguably, this is the super peptides of all peptides. But what have I noticed with the last 2 months of taking this? Now, I've tapered up the doses. I started on 25 milligrams twice a week. 2 weeks later, I went to 50 milligrams twice a week. 4 weeks after that, I went to 100 milligrams twice a week, and now we are on the top dose of 150 milligrams injected twice a week. Overall energy, strength, muscular repair. Obviously, we kept our growth hormone the same at 3 IUs every single day. I can say that there is a massive increase of my muscular recovery on this. I did start this at the same time as MOTS-C. So it is really a toss-up of what is performing the best in the gym. Is it the MOTS-C or is it the NAD+? Or do I just feel like I'm a superhuman in the gym because I'm stacking both? If I had to pick MOTS-C versus NAD+, I would definitely pick the NAD+, because again, the overall energy that I have throughout the week on this extreme diet is through the roof. Brain health, I've noticed nothing. Aging and like skin elasticity, I've noticed nothing, but I do feel that those are more of the long-term effects from NAD, and to notice that 3 months in would just be every single person on the planet would take it if you noticed it 3 months in. Heart and vascular support, I've never had an issue with my heart, I've never had an issue with blood pressure, and obviously the next peptide that we're gonna go over is the end-all be-all for blood pressure. And I guess you could guess that, but with that said, NAD is on the more expensive side. One of these is gonna range you almost $100. It's not gonna last that long, especially when you titrate up to the highest dose. So I would rank it, just because of the price, a 6 out of 10. If you can afford it, I do think that in the long run, this is gonna be changing people's lives. But if you don't have the money to run it for a prolonged period of time, and you're not dieting in extreme lows, doing tons of cardio and training 6 to 7 days a week, I would say that it isn't a necessity that you have to add in. So we're gonna drink this up, go and shower, eat our post-workout meal, and I'll see you guys for the next one. Boy decided to get a cheat meal today. We got a Chick-fil-A burger, obviously the breaded chicken. Obviously the breaded chicken, no pickles, large French fry, and we got an 8-piece nugget and some Chick-fil-A sauce. Now guys, that brings us into the next peptide, because you may be saying, why is your cheat meal so small? Mark, you diet so hard, you can't eat more than that? You're such a pussy. Abso-fucking-lutely. Obviously knew that Retatrutide was making on this list because everyone and their mom, their dog, their cat, their fucking gay uncle is on this shit right now, and for very good reason, because this is my only 10 out of 10 peptide. Literally is... Can you stop staring at me, please? I'm so uncomfortable. This is my girlfriend. When I film, guys, this is my girlfriend. Let's break down, because I have been on Retatrutide for 2.5 months now. We just tapered up the dose to 3 milligrams a day. And that is why this cheat meal is so small. To be honest with you, I probably won't even be able to finish this because of how much this curbs your appetite. Obviously, there's way more benefits than just the curbing the appetite, so let's get into it quick before we eat this. All right, guys, so this is the only addition you need to make to your Young LA clothes when you buy them. You see this like little logo here? You have to take this marker and you just kind of like cross it out, you know? Because like, fuck Young LA! However, I'm not going to break this down into too much depth because I don't have the science behind it that some of these more experienced peoples do. This targets fat loss from every single angle. It is not just curbing your appetite and curbing your cravings. It is quite literally burning more fat during the day. It is having you way more insulin resistant. And not to mention, this is one of the best health products you can take if your blood pressure is out of control. The benefits of Retatrutide literally just go down because they don't stop. This is one of my clients that have been taking Reta for 2 months, and he wrote me back this. And I just keep seeing these pop up everywhere. This guy went from being slightly overweight with blood pressure out of control. Mind you, this is just a regular dad. To blood pressure perfect. He lost 30 pounds in 2 months, feels great, more energy, looks amazing. Now, mind you, there is still a lot of early stage trials happening with Retatrutide, and it seems like the peptide market is evolving faster than we can even keep up, but this stuff is unreal. Now this stuff will run you quite a bit. This is a 10 milligram vial. It ranges anywhere from $160 to $200, depending on the brand, depending on the supplier. But with that said, I only stayed at 1.5 milligrams for the first like 2 months because anything more than that, I legit just couldn't eat. You guys know I'm taking this cut a little more serious now. That's why we went up to 3 milligrams. And this cheat meal, I won't even be able to finish. That is how insane 3 milligrams is for me. So this lasts me an entire month. However, I do have friends that have needed to go up to 6 milligrams, 10 milligrams, just because their body doesn't get hit the same. So you really need to play around with the dosages yourself because there is no protocol for Retatrutide that's a one fit all. I know people that take 1 milligram to 2 milligrams that's absolutely stuffed. I also know people that take 10 milligrams and does 7,000 calorie cheat meals. So this, every single person is different, but I will say for the price, the results, and just overall what it's done for me, taking me from this to this with having like 2 to 3 cheat meals a week, this is why this is my 10 out of 10. If you were to do anything that I obviously don't recommend on this channel, but if you were to do anything, this would be the number one. So I'm gonna eat this. Let me get a juicy bite of my cold ass burger because I'm the king of rants on this channel. Oh, Chick-fil-A sauce. And I'm already full. I literally just got full by smelling it. Shit's crazy. Guys, don't mind my crazy ass hair. Name another bodybuilder that could do this hairdo. I have the best hairline in bodybuilding. Well, that's arguable, but it's pretty fucking good. Except for this one fucking acne that's pissing me the fuck off. Anyways, the last peptide. And that is none other than Melanotan 2. Melanotan 2. Now you guys saw that randomly one set of video, I looked like I was literally I looked like I was blacker than black, and that is because Melanotan is just an insane tanning drug. Now it's actually legal in some places, and the whole purpose of Melanotan was that it was so gingers that had no souls wouldn't burn anymore. It changes the pigment of your skin because when you burn in the sun, it's super bad for you. So it changes the pigment so you wouldn't burn. I'm a blonde, so I used to burn non-stop. And literally, even if I don't take Melanotan now, I just don't burn. But if I start taking Melanotan every day, bro, I get so freaking dark. It's unbelievable. The worst side effect of this is the nausea. It is absolutely insane. That is why I'm taking it at 11:30 at night, because I just like to go right to bed after. Because if you take this during the day, you just straight up will want to puke all day. Like your days. Also, when you start taking this, you get like a 4 to 6 hour erection that like won't go away. That's only the first couple injections after you haven't taken it for a while, but it's just like annoying to deal with. So taking it at night, perfect. Best case scenario, about $60, $65 for the 10 milligram vial. And the best protocol I found was 200 micrograms or 150 micrograms every day for 2 weeks straight. That gets you pretty freaking dark. And then just maintain with like 200 micrograms every 2 to 3 days to keep the color. I would tan about 2 times a week, 3 times a week, get out in the sun as much as possible. I do feel the benefits that this has on your skin, just because everything looks better when you're tanned, is just amazing. Does it actually help your skin? No. Does it help breakouts? No. But just because you're more tanned, it just like looks better. So that is the last peptide. I would rank it as honestly like a 5 out of 10. It's cool to be tanned. If you have really shitty pigment and you're always red or burning, it's probably gonna be like an 8 out of 10. But it's a cool addition, and there's not too harmful of the side effects. And you know, who doesn't like a little tan like GTL? So with that said, guys, it is super late. It is time to wrap up this video. If you guys liked the education style content, make sure you hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. We are getting back to consistently posting, as you can tell. Honestly, the haters and everything was kind of just getting to me. But that's not why I started this channel. I started this channel just to be as honest as possible. And whoever didn't like it could simply go fuck themselves. And that's kind of like the mentality that I've gotten back into. So I'm super excited to be back. Obviously dieting quite hard now to try to get as lean as possible over the next 6 to 7 weeks. So I'm excited to bring you guys along with the way, give you guys a lot more educational content, and let's see what we cook up.